welcome back to my channel. My name's Arcus, and today we're doing the Meet the Artist tag. So the Meet the Artist tag is something that I think was started on Instagram, maybe, where artists would draw themselves and the things that they had in their bag and like little tidbits about what they like, what they dislike. It was pretty popular like 2 or 3 years ago, but so I did do them this is my 3rd year doing this, and I tend to do one in February because February is my birthday month and I like to see how I've changed over the year, how I've improved, maybe see what's different about like what I write I like or what immediately comes to mind or whatever. So I thought it was perfect to draw this now. I realized when I was drawing this, I looked back at, I started first by just drawing, and then I looked back at my old Meet the Artist tags, and I realized the poses are like identical for the last 2 years, and then this one was gonna be very similar, so I changed it up a bit, where like I put the legs together, and I tried to have the arms crossed, but that seemed too serious. So I try to go for something a little like casual but more natural but also different than what I usually do. I noticed that in these drawings I tend to make myself look a little cooler than I actually am. But I do try to stay accurate to my proportions, like how tall I am. By that I mean how really short I am. And like my face and stuff. I did stylize the eyes a little more in this drawing. I made them more like bigger, more anime-like. But that's just something I've been doing stylistically in my drawings recently, so I don't know. Yeah, so I really struggled with the mouth here, as you can probably tell. I just redid it over and over and over again. I just couldn't get... I wanted to almost draw it like a smirk. Which I don't smirk, but I couldn't get it right, so I just kept redrawing it. Now, one thing I do with these Meet the Artists is I tend to make them very simple. I don't really like drawing myself and trying to think of the things in my bag and what I like and what I dislike. It gets me very annoyed very quickly. And, you know, you might be wondering why I keep doing these then. I don't know, I get into these habits and then I feel like I have to continue with them, I guess. I don't know. But I noticed that I make mine very simple, like, because towards the end of the drawing, I'm just kind of like, I want this to be over. And then I think it looks fine, and I save it and everything, and I start uploading it to, my social media. And then every now and then someone else makes one, and it, like, pops up on my feed or whatever, and I cry internally because there are people that just make such wonderful like stylized drawings and beautiful like formats where it's really unique to them how they write, you know, their name and whatnot, and I'm over here like really boring and simple. But hey, maybe that's proof that I'm actually a really boring and simple person. Okay, this is alright, we're gonna stop on that train of thought. Yeah, well, actually, speaking of it being simple, I don't mean to like be bashing myself for my art in this video, but one thing I did notice while I was drawing the drawing itself was fine. Like I'm fine with sketching, although I really struggled with the mouth. I don't know why. If you notice, like I spent good solid time trying to fix that mouth and eventually just settled to very like no lips, and that's fine. But when it comes to coloring the art, I keep it very, very simple. It's just, I don't know if it was, again, just the draw this in your style, draw this in your style. Whoa, I've been doing a lot of those recently, but I can't get them confused, sorry. I don't know if it's just how I feel about the Meet the Artist tag, or this is just something I've been noticing in my art recently. I feel like my coloring has been very, very simple. Like, I get really lazy with it, and I don't really like that, but when I start coloring, I'm just immediately like, I don't want to do anything more complicated. So it's something I'm gonna have to push myself to do a little more, because I don't like how simple it turns out. And a couple videos ago, in the Pokemon Let's Go video, I believe, I used a style of coloring where I shaded with this like purple color and then set that layer on multiply, because then it turns almost transparent and you can see the colors underneath it. And I mentioned in that video that I don't like doing that style because I don't like how the effect turns out at the end. It almost makes it look like the characters are in an environment where the sun's about to set, and that's why the light is so purple. And I mentioned in that video that I don't like it and I probably won't be doing it again, and then I keep doing it. And I did it again in this video too, and it's just like, it's so much more convenient to just have one layer on top of all your colors and then just use the same color and just shade throughout. But I really need to kick myself into action a little and not do that, because I mean, in sometimes that's appropriate and in some contexts when you're drawing that works, but other times it's not ideal. And most of the time I'm drawing things that don't work with that sort of lighting, so I really gotta stop doing it. So I'm saying it again, and hopefully you guys can keep me accountable. Or at least saying it will make me think of it more and stop doing it when I get the urge to just not shade using more colors when I started drawing. I don't know. I'm just, maybe something different will come if I say it out loud. So recently I bought Photoshop. I bought a subscription to Photoshop, and I've been trying it out because there's quite a bit of a learning curve when it comes to Photoshop, and I've tried older versions of Photoshop before, so I was aware of the learning curve. And I've been practicing actually by doing a bunch of draw these in your style, and I said that correctly this time, art, and you can see those drawings on my Instagram, and I have more that I'm currently working on. But for this video I thought it'd be like to try out Photoshop for a video, to just do these, the writing and the boxes and whatnot, because Photoshop has a great unlike Tool Sai, Photoshop's really good at placing things, I guess. I don't know. And then when I was doing this, I realized that I completely forgot to draw the what's in my bag. And instead of just going over it to Tool Sai again and doing that, I was just like, alright, we're here now, I'm doing it in Photoshop. And one thing I have to say I noticed about Photoshop is sketching in Photoshop is so nice. I don't know what about it makes it nice, but I feel, I mean, obviously, so I draw on my either my Wacom pen and touch tablet, or on the screen of my Lenovo Yoga 730 computer laptop. And obviously those don't feel like paper, but for some reason sketching in Photoshop makes it feel like I'm sketching on paper. I don't know. it's really cool. I really like it. But I've also noticed that Photoshop, the lines are like super duper jittery. I do set a pretty high stabilizer on my when I use Tool Sai, but I think Photoshop has like no stabilizer. I don't know why. It's just super duper jittery. And I have heard other people talk about this before, other artists, and I know that they use some sort of external program to stabilize their lines, and I might look into getting that to use that instead, because jittery lines like are fine. They add a little bit of character, but like it's a point of like, I don't make that sort of jittery line when I'm drawing on paper, so why should I be doing it when I'm, you know, drawing digitally? So regardless, I decided to draw all of these objects in Photoshop and to show you what's in my bag. Oh, and I forgot to draw my headphones. I have two pairs of headphones, like one that has a cord and one that are wireless, and I have them on me all the time, so I don't know why I forgot to draw them, but here we are. And then I have this little pencil case which rolls down. I just recently got it. It has this duck on it. Sorry, not a duck. It's a chick, like a baby chicken, and it's so adorable, and I love it. And it's great to see my pencils out, popped out of it, because I can see. I use a lot of colors when I'm like taking notes in class and stuff, so I get to see what color I'm reaching for, and it's really great. And I also have my sketchbook and my laptop, and then my pen that I use on my laptop, and my Nintendo Switch, which I actually don't really carry around with me all the time or ever when I'm going to class, but I love my Nintendo Switch, so I wanted to add it in there. So yeah, and then my wallet, my lanyard with my like cards and stuff. And then I added some more information about myself just to make it more personal. I put 18 years, but I'm about to turn 19, so maybe I should change that. But yeah. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, maybe consider hitting that like button and subscribing to see more in the future. I upload twice a month, so thanks and have a nice day. Bye!